So of course, what I'm showing you won't work for everything all of the time. There's a lot to take into account, like hierarchies of objects, what things are parented to, but it should work for our solution. So I'm going to use the rot value now, and I'm just going to put rot.x, because rot.x will return the first value of the quaternion. For the y, I'm going to give it brackets. I'm going to say y times -1, and that will invert the rot value. So if we have, that's the rot value, the y value on the rotation, just going to invert it. I'm going to do the exact same for the z, so rot dot z times -1, and that will flip over the value. And of course the last one is rot dot w, believe it or not, actually gives us the final value in that rotation. So what we can do now is we can do this as a two-step thing. We can say, let's take this object, just copy it, let's pick this one here, let's get the values, let's set the values, and there it is mirrored over to the other location on the other side. Now, to make that a little bit more useful again and a little bit faster to use, let's write this. So we have get obj equals selection 1. Copy that down and say set obj equals selection 2. And I want to change up our dollar signs here. And so what I can do now is I can just copy one of these, or if I wanted to make a new one, I'm going to grab them in order. The one that I want to get from, the one that I want to set to, I want to evaluate the script. And it pops it on the other side. So the first one in the selection, the second one to the select, second one in the selection. And there's our mirror script for mirroring over objects. Essentially, it'll mirror anything as long as they have the correct parents. They have to have the same parent objects, and it'll be able to mirror them across to the other side. So now what we need to do is we need to go about setting up the other side and using this script just to make sure that when we set up a new point helper as a group node, as I've been using this on the other side, we want to get the orientation exactly the same. I just need to select the one on one side, select the new one on the left side, run the script, and it will reorientate this one the way that I expect it to be. And then all this will run as you'd expect. And it should be a quite nice way to have it all working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish setting up the other side of the face to get it all working the same as the right side. And then we're going to do the eyebrows and the lower brows and the eyeballs all in one shot. The eyebrows are really pretty much all the same sort of thing. At that point, we're going to probably write a little script to go around and set up controls for each of the joints positions where we've got them, so that we can go and set those up really quickly and have each one of them set up with a little control object, so that we have that lower level set of controls that basically handles each joint individually. So let's just take a look at what I've done here in setting up the other side of the face. I made a few changes along the way. One of the notable ones is with the rotations on the sides of the mouth. I actually removed the rotations from these joints that we'd initially set up and completely took them out. They really weren't needed. I added it to the other side, obviously. The other one that I made a change to the initial structure is that I added rotations into this one so that it twists the top lip. To get this to work correctly, you actually need to change how we set up the look at constraints. We set them up on the objects, and we set them up with an up node, and the script we set up set the up node to be the point helper that we'd put at the parent end of the joint. Well, this control is really moving the child end of the joint. So what I did is I changed the up node to be the point helper that it was looking at, so that when we rotate this now, it actually twists those two top joints. The bottom one I didn't have to do.